So this video is only for you if you're looking to do creative, non-cookie cutter crafts for Mother's Day. Here are some of the copycat cookie cutter crafts that I got online, and our job is to make creative Mother's Day crafts. Let's start with some frames. For that, I'm going to use large craft sticks, and the glue is for pasting things on, and the Mod Podge is for making everything nice and hard and shiny. So the way you do this is either if they're very young and you want to do it just the hot gluing for them, you can do that. But if they're a little bit older and you want to give it to them and show them that they could make it in different ways, they could make a really, just a standard frame, or if they want, they could make it like a tic-tac-toe. They can make like a triangle. And once that's all hot glued together, then it's time to glue on any of the things that you see there. And here is one where they glued on these little bows and sequins, and you can put a regular artwork or a picture of them behind it. Next, let's make some jewelry bowls, and we'll do that with air dry clay. It's a pinch pot. They make it into a ball. And then if you see how I'm pinching it, you can pinch it with one finger, you could pinch it with two, and they pinched it all around until it is in a bowl. Then you make a finger wet, and you smooth it all around. If you want, you can give them sequins and small buttons. You can have them write things. I'm using a pipe cleaner just to make lines on it. You can use anything sharp to create any kind of impressions. And here is a group of pots that were made with brown clay. And here's one that was made with white clay, but then painted and Mod Podged. Now here are bookmarks. This is more for a little bit older kids. A little younger kids won't be able to do that. That's a piece of packing tape on 2 craft sticks. I make a dot in the middle to show where you should put things. It doesn't have to only be leaves and nature things. You can use sequins, yarn, feathers, anything, but they fill up only one side of the tape. Once it's all filled up, you close it together. And once it's all closed, then you cut it off of the craft sticks and you trim it. Okay, you trim it down. Take a hole puncher, make a hole, and then you take a piece of ribbon to put through. This kind of ribbon, actually, once it's all tied, you can take a scissor and you can curl it, but you don't have to. You can use any other kind of ribbon to use as a bookmark. Next, we're just going to do pretty plates. You need to use clear disposable plates. And the idea is that they're going to decorate the back. Again, you can use any type of thing because it's see-through and you will see any of the decoration that you put in the back. In this particular case, I'm using glue or Mod Podge. You could do a little bit watered down glue or full glue or Mod Podge. And then you're going to take, I'm using all these tissue papers, and I'm going to put it on the back, and I'm going to paint it on. Now, make sure you don't use bleeding tissue paper if you use this, because the color is going to stain and get all over the place. And what you do is, after you put it on a first level, a first layer, then you're going to paint over the tissue paper. You're going to paint over the first layer, and it's going to be nice and clear and hard. The Mod Podge does dry clear. And here I'm just trimming it. And once it's all dry, they can use it. And it's nice and hard and beautiful. Next, let's make clay necklaces. So we're using air dry clay for this. And going to make a whole bunch of balls. Don't make them too large. You might want to just give them the size pieces. And then once you have the balls, they can just roll it in their hands, or they can roll it onto the table. You take something like a pencil and you make a hole in it. Once they're dried, you can take any kind of paints. You can use regular tempera paints, you can use acrylic paints, you can even use watercolor paints, and then you will paint them, and when those are all dry, you will string them and you will have a necklace. Here's a picture of a whole bunch of them painted, dried, ready to be painted, and here are two necklaces that were made for some children a long time ago. Now let's talk about cards. So to make regular Mother's Day cards, you can make a background that is any kind of process only activity. So for this one, I'm stamping. I'm using a whole bunch of home materials, toys, plumbing things, and I'm painting them. You can also use sequins, collage materials, the sequins, there's gems, anything that you want. Once it's dry, you take that paper, use it as a background. Then you take a white paper, you place it in the middle, and then you fold it over to be used as the inside of the card. Once it is stapled or taped in there, you can decorate around the edges as well if you want. You could decorate both sides actually, and then you have the children dictate to you a beautiful Mother's Day message. For more ideas on how to do creative crafts and to move away from cookie cutter crafts, meet me at eduartforkids.com.